Hi, my name is Adbe. Welcome to Project Heron. What is Project Heron? It's a rowing single that is modular, lightweight, and cost-effective. The true main goal of Project Heron is to increase the accessibility of rowing to many more people. I'm currently a sophomore in high school, and I'm lucky to attend a school that has a competitive, high-level rowing program. While we are still extremely underfunded, I'm lucky to have a program at all, as many schools around me don't have one. Rowing is generally a really expensive sport, especially equipment like our boats. A single is a boat meant to hold one person with 2 oars, and to put everything into context, a brand new racing single can cost up to $15,000, with this example costing $14,000. Even training singles from top companies can cost up to $6,000. One extremely budget-friendly option I found is the Edon TS515, which offers a slightly slower but cheaper experience than a normal racing shell. It still costs around $3,000, which is not a small amount of money. The main issues that inflate rowing shell prices include long production times, which lead to high labor costs, as well as the use of expensive materials such as carbon fiber or Kevlar. Rowing is also known for being expensive, so many companies just go along with it to increase their profit margins. Another major problem is that people don't want to spend a lot of time attaching and transporting a boat on top of their car. My goal is to solve this problem by thinking like an engineer and taking each problem step by step. My 3D printed idea involves creating a custom 500 by 500 by 1000 millimeter tall 3D printer. This is my current progress. Here's the moving y-axis, as well as moving x-axis. 3D printing essentially offers no labor costs except for pressing the start button and widely available electricity. A 3D printed shell will be made from a material called PETG. It is strong enough to have only a few layer thick shell. This shell will be covered with a thin layer of fiberglass, which will provide 100% waterproofing as well as a protective outer layer while keeping the weight down. PETG is widely available for 3D printing, and it is considered as one of the cheaper materials and stronger materials. Then why isn't it used in professional boats already? It has one major trade-off: its weight. It is not known for being one of the densest materials, but it is significantly heavier than the carbon fiber or Kevlar that's used to make professional rowing boats. I believe that sacrificing maybe 10 pounds of weight and 5 feet of length is worth the price difference from $5,000 to $500. Another huge problem for beginner rowers or casual rowers is to strap down a long single and safely drive it down to the lake. To solve this problem, I've decided to split up the boat into 3 5-foot-long sections. The boat is very simply constructed with 4 screws at each joint, as well as a couple screws for each rigger. The main goal in the engineering aspect of this project is to keep it simple. A huge audience exists for underfunded clubs, such as my own schools. All rowing clubs have older singles stored for beginners to practice on. This could be one of them, but simpler and cheaper to repair. The second biggest audience is more casual and recreational rowers who don't have the space to store 20+ foot singles. Heron singles are not only modular for the car ride, but also for storage. They can easily be stored in a basement or garage at home. I've talked to many rowers on my team as well as coaches. Many of them have said this will be a very ambitious project, but if it works, it'll be extremely beneficial. I also have some thoughts from my current, highly experienced coach.
My name's Keith Morris. I'm a coach of rowing. I've been alerted to this idea of a boat that's going to be 3D printed, and it's a great idea. There are 2 reasons why it's the best idea. The first is because of transportability. These boats, as you can see, are very long. They need to be car-topped, and that can be cumbersome and sometimes dangerous. The other idea is these boats are quite expensive, but understanding the price point of this would be a great benefit to the market and get more people on the water and be more inclusive. It's a really pretty strong project idea, and it could have some real benefits to the sport of rowing. I feel very strongly about this.
During my almost 2 years of dedicated rowing, I've always admired the sportsmanship and true skill put into the sport. Along with the sport, the actual construction of the boats has always fascinated me. I've always strived to take perfect care of our boats because I know that if I take proper care of them, they will survive for decades. I believe innovation is what drives advances in science. Those crazy ideas, for example the movement of electrons through wires lighting up every home in the world, are what drive progress forward. I'm not comparing my project to the innovation of the light bulb or the internet, but I'm using the same crazy, unheard of thinking idea. Something like this 3D printed rowing boat has simply never been done in history and could result in an unexpected breakthrough for the rowing community. My one biggest need for this project is funding. I also understand that I'm working alone on this engineering project, and I also know that no mountain is ever climbed alone. So I've reached out to various members of my community, including various college professors, rowing coaches, and engineering students. I would be extremely grateful for any form of advice from the judges. Thank you to all those people who continue to support me.